Hey everybody and welcome back. Of course I'm starting with my satin shield heat protectant. Today I have Blair in the chair. That rhyme. That rhyme, period. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and take her towel off. And as you see, Blair has a little her bonds are broken down quite a bit from her using heat over the years. But she's getting heat today. Like, we're not going to judge nobody because some people are just heat people. Like, just let her be a heat person. You know what I'm saying? But what we are going to do is keep her hair as healthy as possible. I'm glad to meet her today. I just talked to her about the importance of one pass and deep conditioning and trims and all of that. So I'm just going to go in and I am going to part out that first section and get ready for the blow dry to get her hair nice and stretched for her trim and curl. Now, no matter how loose or tight your natural curl pattern or your client's natural curl pattern may be, you still want to be gentle with your approach when you are combing it out because you don't want to break the hair because the hair is weakest when it's wet. So today for her drying process, I am using the Rev Air. Can I just tell y'all this? I'm using the Rev Air. I'm using the Rev Air without anybody paying me to use the Rev Air. I've been using it ever since I got it. And that should just tell y'all all y'all need to know about the Rev Air, okay? I love this dryer. I know I told y'all a few times, but if you are just in the market for a new dryer, just consider it. I think it's so worth it. It's such a beautiful device, and it has changed my life as a stylist, and it's changed my life as doing my own hair and the kids around me hair. I'm actually going to do a video showing y'all how amazing this works on children too, because I know plenty of y'all have little ones out here, and look at that. Look at the result. I know for a fact that y'all with kids out here would benefit so much from this dryer on top of just using it for yourself. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to overdo it about the Rev Air today because that's just how much I love it. Now that her hair is dry, I'm just combing through it, making sure that everything is nice and straight. And then I'm just going to take a look at her ends. She told me that her ends were pretty bad. That's one thing you can't really tell when the hair is wet. You have to stretch the hair out. You don't necessarily have to press it, but you definitely have to get it stretched as straight as possible. So you can see her ends, they're too bad. It's just that she has this little spot, a few spots in there, a little thin. So I'm just going to go in with my cutting collar. We now have the steady cutting collar in the color gray. There are personalized lines on this cutting collar and clearly our logo on the front, but just in case you see other cutting collars, they don't have the same grid as mine is customized. You can get you one if you want but it just helps create a guideline for your cutting, because a lot of people freehand cut these days, and I just feel like we all could use a little guide, a little help, so you can go ahead and choose whatever line you want to use. If the hair is longer than the guidelines, all you have to do is adjust the way that it's sitting on the shoulders and you choose the line. I'm just going to go here to try to get as much of that thinness out without taking too much hair. As you can see, it's still a little thin up in the middle, but I just did what I felt like we could do, and then next time I see her, maybe we can do a little more. Cutting the hair or trimming the ends are very important. You want to do that at least. I always tell people to trim their ends at least every 2 to 4 months. It's just one of those things that if you don't trim your ends, then they will split. And if they split, once the strand of hair is split, the split will move up the shaft of that strand. And just like with pantyhose, when you get a hole in your pantyhose and they start to run, your ends operate the same exact way. So you want to make sure that you are just staying a little ahead of the game and proactive so that your hair won't do that, because once that split goes up the strand, then it breaks. So you don't want that to happen to your hair. I am going in with the T3 now, the T3 curling iron. I love this this is my jam, okay? So basically this is the what is this? This tea tree right here has three interchangeable wands basically at the end. So I'm using the medium one now. So it's basically gonna give us a nice light fluffy curl, nothing too tight and nothing too loose. If I wanted to do like really heavy feathers, I would have used the biggest wand. And if I wanted to do like a tight curl that can stack up and make them more in the, super curly family, then I use the smaller one. But this right here, I just wanted to get a whole lot of body and bounce. So I'm using the medium size wand. Was when I was in high school, I used to do my hair all the time. And like literally part of my morning routine, I will wake up and turn my curling iron on or my bumpers on. And it's like I couldn't, like, thinking about this right now, like I can't believe that that's the life I used to live. Like every single morning, like I turned it on before I went to get in the shower, before anything. It was like the first thing to do is turn on my irons or turn on my bumpers because I knew I had to do my hair. And it's like, oh, I know my hair was screaming. Like I know my hair was screaming. And so I just think back to that time and thank God for growth, because I feel like I've come a long way. I know we all have come a long way when it comes to the health of the hair. And that's just a big achievement for us because, man, I'm telling you, the damage back in the day was nothing to be played with. I'm just really grateful that, most of us don't live in that space anymore. When I am doing each curl, first I go in and I just tap the roots just to make sure that they're nice and straight, and then I go in with the curling iron. Now I know I always tell y'all not to tap the roots with the flat iron, but that's because the flat iron can get all the way up to the root without, having to do that. But with the curling iron, when you close that iron down on the hair, it's never going to get all the way up to the root. So that's why I do that. I want to hear from y'all. Tell me y'all stories about being a teenager or in your 20s or in your 30s. If you're still there, just talk to me in the comments about how you used to damage your hair and how you feel about those days now. I know it's some crazy stories because I got some crazy stories for y'all. Okay, I used to use peroxide to dye my hair and everything. Here's the Glass Brilliant Shine. Of course, I'm just, spraying her hair down. And I'm just going to go in with a wide tooth comb and comb it out. I'm not going to wrap it because wrapping it is going to flatten it down. So I just want her to have as much body and bounce as possible. So Blair is a Libra, the Libra to my Gemini. I love Libras. They're my favorite. I know everybody not into zodiac signs, but they make me so happy. It's such a fun tool, okay? I don't want to hear about, how bad zodiac is. I don't want to hear about that. Just tell me how you used to mess your hair up back in the day. That's all I asked for today, okay? So Blair's hair is nice, is healthier. We got them thin ends off. I'm just going in, giving her a little swoosh going on in the front. Just combing it out in the back, nice and full. Look at that. It's beautiful. So she's going to take care of her hair, wrap it up every night with a soaker satin scarf. And she's set to go. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.